Transformers.
Robots in the sky.
No, it's Transformers.
More
than
than
meets
meets
the
the
eye.
eye.
One shall stand, one shall fall. Okay, I own 80 Transformers comics. I have 85 Transformer toys still in the box. I have every episode of the show, and for that reason, I hated this movie with all of my life. It was one of the worst movies I've ever seen. I was so bored during the whole thing. I went to the bathroom, and I was tempted to just stay in there for the rest of the night. Armando, what did you think of the movie?
There was probably more plot and action in that bathroom than that movie.
I noticed when you came out of the theater, you actually had tears coming out of your eyes.
I had to fix my
Were you
makeup.
emotional?
Oh, no, it was just some of the dialogue and the things that were happening were so bad, I had to burst out laughing, and I felt bad for the dude sitting next to me because I was giggling up a storm. Some of the lines were so awful. Anytime anyone was sentimental, it was just garbage, complete garbage.
You boycott comic book-based movies. Has this movie done anything to change your opinion? Comic book movies in general, what do you think?
Were you sitting in the same theater with me just now?
Can you tell me what the story of this film was?
Okay, on a scale of like meh to awesome, this is like a 0.
Are you a fan of the Transformers film series?
Not anymore.
Are you a fan of the Transformers film series by Michael Bay?
Yes.
What did you think of this film?
It's garbage.
It was the first movie where they got the human element right. They had a lot of great, funny, interactive banner. The movie was good. Very few of the jokes actually fell flat.
Everything fell flat. Every scene fell flat. I didn't know what the point of any scene was or why it was ending when it ended. And I had no idea what the hell was going on. It's worse than the Star Wars prequels. It's worse than Joel Schumacher's Batman. It's worse than Roland Emmerich's Godzilla film. Yet, those films all suffered financially because of how bad they were. This Transformers film series has not suffered at all. It continues to make money, and it defies all logic. Like, I like to think audiences are intelligent, but the people continuing to go to see these movies, it just tells me that audiences aren't intelligent. What do you think?
Well, when you take something that everyone loved as a child and you turn it into a movie, people will see it because they want to see their favorite heroes and their idols on the big screen. It's not people are dumb. People are hoping for more, and we're not getting more.
There are so many continuity errors. At one point, there's a wall that explodes, and Marky Mark and like some other dude
And the Funky
is
Bunch.
standing there. And then after it cuts to like this exploding wall again, and this guy apparently just disintegrates with the explosion because he's no longer there in the next shot.
Children of my generation tend to be pretty ADD, but this was even too ADD for me. Like, it was bouncing around too much. It was, oh, this storyline, now this storyline, now this one, now we're over here.
Usually I at least get what they're trying to do with the story. This film, I have no idea what was going on. Like, I literally had no idea why these guys were chasing those guys, why they were fighting them. I had no idea what was going on. He is horrible directing action. The action was confusing, anticlimactic, unsuspenseful, unexciting, and
I
crap.
think the reason why he directs action the way he does is because nothing actually exists in the shots until they put the CG in, because they have to hide where they're filming most of the time.
The first movie's decent. The third movie I thought was good. The second one's garbage, but that's beside the point.
I see them all as almost equally bad. I don't know if this one was any better or worse than the other ones. I think they're all garbage.
I've never been a huge fan of the Transformers franchise, but for the most part, it was cheesy dialogue. Like, there was...
If there is a studio production definition, this was totally created by the suits. I feel like there was no actual art involved in it at all. It was a plot that has been reused for the past, I'd say, 25 years, and every beat in that plot was matched to a T. The overprotective father, the daughter and her boyfriend, who he doesn't like, and in the end, he approves.
I believe I saw this in Armageddon, didn't I? Also by Michael Bay.
Oh.
I feel like Michael Bay hates me.
Well, the thing with Michael Bay is he hates women, apparently.
The big giant close-up of his daughter's ass was ridiculous.
To introduce her, and then you find out she's a minor, and then you're supposed to feel bad.
Yeah.
But then they keep doing it.
Let's make the hot girl a minor and see how that goes over.
And what did you think of the daughter character? What did you think of her?
At first, I thought she had potential. I thought, oh, she could be really cool. She could be a strong female character. But then, as soon as they got to the one scene where they throw the net over Optimus Prime to kidnap him, and she's in the car, and Mark Wahlberg is like hanging onto it, and he's like, break the glass, and she's like, I'm trying, and I'm like, I hate you.
Like, she was basically just fought over by her father and her boyfriend. That's really her role in the film, isn't it?
Yeah, pretty much, and then just wandering aimlessly and getting lost.
Well, essentially, the plot of the movie was they were chasing the daughter around, right? If the daughter hadn't been here and then here and then here, they would have just dipped right out.
That's a good point.
This is like Michael Bay. If Michael Bay was making a Michael Bay like B movie, like everyone was extra glistening. There was like at least 20 extra fireworks. We won't even try to hide the branding now. It's just going to be everywhere.
Number 3 at least had Leonard Nimoy as Sentinel Prime, which was pretty cool in my opinion. This movie just had Lockdown, which was a character I'd never even heard of.
No one's ever heard of Lockdown.
This one had Dinobots, though. Kind of. They were in all of the trailers. Every trailer had Dinobots in it, and I was like, sweet, tons of Dinobot action. 15 minutes of Dinobots later, we get sad Bex Luthor.
Waiting for the Dinobots, and they show up at the last bit of the movie, and they just kind of just show up, and then they don't really do much.
This was an Andy Samberg Lonely Island parody of a Michael Bay film.
When you have action in a movie, it has to mean something. It has to go somewhere. It has to be a part of the plot. This was just constantly. It's like someone grabbing you by the head and just dragging you around. It was a 3-hour explosion, destruction porn. They just destroyed Hong Kong. They destroyed everything. It was like, see the little cute little villa pagoda, destroy it.
Ed Wood at this point has a better track record than Michael Bay.
I remember one scene in particular where I genuinely did burst out laughing.
What was that?
And it was it his daughter got sucked up in the car?
Yes.
And he went, no!
It's funny because we have Transformers who are fat, have beards, and smoke cigars. And we also have black breakdancing Transformers, but we can't have a female Transformer.
We have Transformers that can turn into anything conceivable, but yet a woman is just out of the picture. Transformium can turn into anything, but a female Transformer.
You know what? Audiences are not ready for a female Transformer.
The scenes felt like you could have just taken them and rearranged them anywhere.
It's anti-story. There's no reason why anything happens, like, specifically when it does. Like, nothing has to happen. It just happens randomly. It's not a story. So how does this film compare to the other movies?
It's the worst. It's the worst. It's probably up there in some of the worst movies I've ever seen in a theater.
Probably the worst movie I've ever seen in theaters.
Do you recommend this film?
Not at all.
Do you recommend this film?
No.
Do you recommend this film, Jolie?
If you like robot dinosaurs, download the last 15 bits.
Arguably the worst Michael Bay movie in a long line of bad Michael Bay movies.
I have nothing to say.
Michael Bay cashing out on your childhood nostalgia with poop.
Hashtag Grimlock and Optimus Prime OTP.
If you want to see robots fight stuff, watch Pacific Rim. If you want to see gigantic dinosaurs, watch Godzilla. And if you want to waste 2.5 hours of your life, watch Transformers 4.
Get it, audience? It's a joke!
Autobots wage their
how
battles
about we-
to destroy the evil forces of
We don't know that much.
the Decepticons. Transformers, more than meets the eye.
Happy birthday, Mike! Woo!
Thank you, guys.